when you see that your attitude is not totally pure, then you can change it and say, yeah, I'm doing this in order to create some moments of leisure for people. And it's fine. So if you want to sing tomorrow, then you need to go a little bit off and don't take the vow of not singing, dancing and playing music. Yeah. See, our attachments, we only notice them when we don't have to think. Otherwise we don't have. And like everything else, music can be a good thing. Music can also be a terrible... No, I don't want it. I'm trying to keep it. You're Jewish fast. I'm not sure if I succeed with the drinking. Even the food, I think I'll be okay. But at least I'm trying not to drink. So it's okay to suffer. It's okay to suffer. To understand so many, you know, animals, when it's so dry, they don't find water. Wild animals. So to always have a, you know, some container in your garden with some water for wild cats or birds or hedgehogs and things like that. Only when, you know, we don't really know what thirst is because we never experience it, because we reach out. So, but I don't know if I can keep it, because sometimes I get really bad headache. Then I get grumpy. Then it's not so good. It's just an excuse. Okay, so are you clear about this thing? Again, you take the vows. I mean, this is not the kind of traditional Buddhist way. Buddhist way is like either all 8 or nothing. But also now, the lamas are starting to open up a bit. Yeah. But what they're very firm about is you should take them because you don't want to harm others and you want to attain enlightenment. Like, then it becomes really big. Then there's a lot of merit behind it. But I can't force you to generate bodhicitta if you don't even know what it is. So like this. Okay, so we do it. Everybody's clear on that. And please do not feel forced to take these things, or, you know, like, it's okay, just relax, it's fine. But we do a short reflection that you yourself, you go, why do I want to take these vows? And from whom do I want to take them from? I can offer you the Buddha, he gives to everybody, even though they're no Buddhists, that's okay, but you might not want to take them from the Buddha. So you think for yourself, from whom do I want to receive these vows that gives me like a role model, somebody that I want to imitate, somebody who is able to behave like this without needing any vows. Yeah? So you take them from this person, and then there's an aspect of not wanting to disappoint that person. Yeah? That gives us the energy and the strength to be able to keep it. Yeah? So that can be all sentient beings, for example. You say, I'm taking these vows from all sentient beings. I promise not to harm them for 24 hours. It's okay also. As I'm saying, be creative. Try to really find out what is it that inspires me to help me on this spiritual path. Okay, so we do a short reflection. So first you check your motivation, why you want to take these vows, if you want to take them. But I would encourage you and invite you also to ask yourself, why do I not want to take them if you're not taking them? Not because you need to tell me, but to check for yourself. Why do I not want to take vows? What is so dangerous about taking vows? What is it that is preventing me, and what is it that is inspiring me? Close your eyes again if you can, if you're not afraid to look inside. And of course the first question again is, what kind of person do I want to be? And am I already there, yes or no? Without judging, without getting stressed. Which direction do I want to go? Towards ethical conduct and non-harming, or towards just keeping my habitual behavior that I have? And then what's also helpful helpful sometimes that you imagine yourself being the person that you really want to be. It can be successful, it can be famous, it can be whatever, because that will release the dopamine that you need to get to your goal, knowing what you want. Sometimes we don't find anything, then we can think, what will be important for me when I die? What kind of life would I have, would I want to lead so that I can die without regret? And then you think, this is why I'm taking these vows, or this is why I'm not taking them. So I want to attain that goal without any attachment, without any, it has to be right now. No hurry, but knowing where we want to go. Setting priorities in our life, and then from time to time taking them, looking at them. Oh yeah, what is it that I wanted? Am I going in the right directions? So if you want to take these vows, you think, may these vows help me to continue to go in the direction of ethical conduct, love, compassion, and wisdom. So then, of course, as a Buddhist now, you would think, from whom do I want to take these vows? So it's from the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We become aware of their presence. We invite them to this place. Some kind of energy, benevolent, loving, wise energy. You can visualize it in the form of light if you want. You can give it the name you want, God, Jesus, Buddha. Just a universal light. To feel that we're never alone. These realized beings, they're always here, trying to support us, to be kind and to be happy. So we invite that energy to this place. For that we visualize the place becoming very beautiful and filling it with offerings. What would you like to give or offer to this loving, wise energy? Just mentally. You can offer your practice, for example, or flowers, food, music. Do a lot of music offerings, lights, incense, water, all the beautiful things, waterfalls, trees, shopping malls. No, whatever you find beautiful. Wellness hotels, massages. Out of gratitude for their presence. And you try to feel that presence. And to think, I want to take, or we can actually ask, please convey these vows upon me. Please give me these vows that I want to take. And you in your own mind, you decide what kind of vows you want to take. Don't be too afraid of breaking them, because there's absolutely no danger of breaking it. We don't need the vow, otherwise you're like a very good bicycle rider who puts on these support wheels. There's no need. But take the vows where you have a problem keeping them. That will help us to change and to transform. And then, as I said, as a Buddhist, you would take these vows in front of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, and you visualize receiving it from them. And you can just listen, and I will, for the sake of the Buddhists who are sitting here, because there are some, I'm not the only one, I will just read the formula once, and you just listen to it, and then many people are familiar with it. So if you want to read it with me, you can, otherwise you just listen. In my book it's on page 17, and in the other one I'm not sure, where it says prayer for taking the precepts. In the shorter version, where is it? Maybe Leora, you take that one and you look where it is. I think you have the short one. Page. Huh? Is there pages? Is there page number in yours or no page number? The text that you have, no page number. But there must be something that says prayer for taking the precepts. I should have kept one of those things. Taking the 8 minor precepts. So for those who consider themselves Mahayana Buddhists, then very happily you can recite that with me. We do it once. For this occasion it will be okay. Normally one does it 3 times to make sure that you know, you can always go back. First time, second time, third time, then it's like, now you have them, okay? All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas dwelling in the 10 directions, please pay attention to me. Just as the previous Tathagatas, foe destroyers, perfectly completed Buddhas who like the divine wise horse and the great elephant, did what had to be done, performed actions, laid down the burden, subsequently attained their own welfare, completely exhausted the fetters to existence, had perfect speech, well-liberated minds and well-liberated wisdom, for the welfare of all sentient beings, in order to benefit, in order to liberate, in order to eliminate famine, in order to eliminate war, in order to stop the harm of the 4 elements, in order to eliminate sickness, in order to fully complete the 37 practices harmonious with enlightenment, and in order to definitely actualize the unsurpassed result of perfect complete enlightenment, perfectly performed the restoring and purifying ordination. Similarly, also I, who am called, you say your name, from this time until sunrise tomorrow, for the welfare of all sentient beings, in order to benefit, in order to liberate, in order to eliminate famine, in order to eliminate war, in order to stop the harm of the 4 elements, in order to eliminate sickness, in order to fully complete the 37 practices harmonious with enlightenment, and in order to definitely actualize the unsurpassed result of perfect complete enlightenment, shall perfectly undertake the restoring and purifying ordination. So those people who are not taking the Buddhist vows now, you reflect. Now you see what one says or how it is, and so you think yourself. And that's where I said, you become creative, and for those who are happy with this text, silently you can recite it 2 more times, while the others are thinking a bit in these lines. I'm taking these vows because... Sorry, so then of course here also you have to change it from sunrise, you have to say sunset. if you're done with it, you lay down the text so then I know that you're finished. Or let's say you keep it, but then you kind of continue. Okay, everybody done? So now is the commitment to pray to keep the precepts. So that follows. So it says from now on, and now whatever you want to leave out, you leave out. Okay? From now on, I shall not kill. From now on until sunset tomorrow, I shall not kill, steal others' possessions, engage in sexual activity, or speak false words. I shall avoid intoxicants from which many mistakes arise. I shall not sit on large, high, or expensive beds. I shall not eat food at the wrong times, or if you have decided to fast completely, then it's I shall not eat or drink. You decide what you want to do. I shall avoid singing, dancing, and playing music, and I shall not wear perfumes, garlands, or ornaments. Just as the arhats, or we can also say just as all the realized beings have avoided wrong actions, such as taking the lives of others, so shall I avoid wrong actions, such as taking the lives of others. May I quickly attain enlightenment, and may the living beings who are experiencing the various sufferings be released from the ocean of cyclic existence. That is the purpose, that everybody will be free from suffering. Now this mantra here that comes, this is a mantra that if you regret having broken your vows, if you're ready to take them again and to put effort into keeping them, not just, I break, I regret, I break, I regret. Not like this. You need to have genuine regret, not guilt, but regret. The wish to keep the vows, and by taking them, then by reciting this mantra, it says it purifies all your broken vows from the past. Again, it's a psychological thing. If we schlep around with us all these guilt and bad conscience, we become horrible people. And we can't bear other people's happiness. So we need to be able to forgive ourselves also, to say, okay, I was clumsy, I did it out of ignorance. I would definitely, how many of your negative actions would you repeat if you could, consciously, if you could put the time backwards? How many? 0. So what are you going on and kind of judging yourself and beating yourself up? We do them out of ignorance and out of habitual tendencies, and because karma also ripens as a habit. This is the problem of karma with our actions. It becomes a habit. It's a good thing about positive actions, but that's the danger about the negative actions. So to really learn to let go, to flush it down, Alex Berzin uses a very nice example. We are like people, they make caca into the toilet, and it's one of these old toilets where it stays in the platform there. Toilets used to be like this. Now it goes all the way down. And then you just stand there and you go like, oh my gosh, I made such a mess, oh it's so terrible, and you refuse to flush. Flush it down, you'll make caca again, it's okay, but forgive yourself, let it go, start again. Instead of beating yourself up. It really doesn't help, it makes you not a nice person. It covers your potential of being free and spacious and kind. Totally covers it. Do you know that? Do you walk around sometimes with guilt in your heart? No? How does it feel? Tight. Very tight, very small, very narrow. And then that action you did becomes huge. Now again, don't think about other people who don't have this tightness. We all have it, by the way. They just don't show it, like we do. We're also not showing it very often. We walk around the world with this tightness in the heart and the ears, isn't it? We hide it. How many times have you talked to somebody and said, I feel so guilty? We don't share it with others. But we all suffer from the same thing. We all have too much kind of self-centeredness. We all do negative actions. We're not exclusive. Everybody does, out of ignorance, out of habit. Yeah. So this let's go, this mantra, of course that needs some faith in the Buddha, that's true. It's just a placebo, by the way, okay? But we know that placebos work. That is where the faith comes from. The more you know that all this is just placebo, that it actually comes from your own mind and not from outside, the better it works. But we need the Buddha outside or some other source of inspiration because we're so weak that we make this promise too. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so even the Buddhas don't exist from their own side. Yeah, we use them for a certain while, but then we also need to say, okay, bye, now I don't need you anymore. Like the support wheels, if you want to become a Buddha. So it needs the same way. If you have faith in your medicine, do you think it can help the therapy?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have absolutely no faith but you still swallow it, is it beneficial? Yeah, of course. It's enough. It's enough to swallow it. It's enough to say the mantra. Or you can use different words. It's not that. What is important here is that you have a source, something that you think, with my part is regretting it and wanting to keep these precepts, that source helps me to purify the past broken vows. That's all we need. We need to give from our side, we need to give that source the power to be able to do that. And this is very difficult if you have absolutely no feeling for transcendental things. Because we don't trust ourselves enough that we can forgive ourselves. That's the problem. We need, again, it's like with the food that we ask somebody, is it good? We need somebody from outside that says, yeah, it's okay, just let go. So that's what this is for. So if you want to say it with me, sing it with me, we actually sing it. If you want to sing it with me, then you can. If not, then also don't. If you want to say other things, by all means do. Something that helps you to let go of that bad feeling that you have about yourself. If you don't have a bad feeling about yourself, I'll tell you, I'm the first one to rejoice. Because that's great. We should have more people who don't have bad feelings about themselves. But in a wise way, not in a kind of totally not aware of what you're doing way, you know. So ask your people that know you, ask them sometimes, do you think it's okay that I don't have a bad feeling about myself? And then see what they say, you know. Don't just, whatever. And again, look inside. We might see people we think, ooh, they think they're the top of the top. Maybe they do, but maybe they don't. We don't know what other people think. But well, how do I feel when I do a negative action? Maybe they feel the same. So here we learn to let it be, to move on. Time to leave it behind. Not necessarily to forget about it, but to let go of the tightness and the guilt and the shame and all this, of the fear that it will come out. Yeah? That's what we leave behind. We don't need to forget that we have broken vows. It's good to remember. And then we remember the feeling that it gives us. So then again, we have more energy of keeping these vows. Okay. Ready? I don't have a nice voice, I only have a strong voice, so I'm not asking for forgiveness because I'm not guilty of having anything to do with this. Om Amugashila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shuddha Satopema Vibhushite Buchanara Dara Samanta Avalokite Om Peso Om Amugashila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shuddha Satopema Vibhushite Buchanara Samanta Avalokite Om Peso Om Amugashila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shuddha Satopema Vibhushite Buchanara Samanta Avalokite Om Peso Om Amugashila Sambara Bara Ashuddha Satopema Vibhushite Buchanara Dara Samanta Avalokite Om Peso Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shuddha Satope Ma Vibhushite Bhutanana Samantavalokite Om Peso Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shuddha Satope Ma Vibhushite Bhutanana Samantavalokite Om Peso. So we do 7 times, it's okay, you can multiply it by 3, that makes 21. That's okay also. The main thing that now you have this kind of confidence that with my regret about having broken vows, with my determination to be more mindful in the future, with my determination to take them again and again and again until I don't need them anymore, and with the help of whomever you have visualized as you were reciting the mantra, the Buddha, the Bodhisattvas, God, Jesus, some other transcendental kind of energy. When all this comes together, it's clean, like the toilet is flushed. It's gone, never to be seen again. And then is this prayer to keep pure morality, which follows the mantra, may I maintain faultless morality or ethics of the rules and immaculate morality, may the perfection of moral conduct be completed, and this is very important, by keeping morality purely and untainted by pride. So we're not looking down on others who are not ethical, like what we sometimes do. I am so great, and look at them. All this you use as a mirror, not as a window to look upon others. Then it becomes really beneficial. Otherwise, it's totally uninspiring. If you keep criticizing people, it's like they're not going to be inspired by your behavior if you constantly criticize them. And you want to inspire them. So then again, we can, instead of saying bodhicitta, we can do like Tsogni Rinpoche, we can say the dedication prayer. May the supreme practice of non-violence, I think that's what he says, may the supreme practice of non-violence that has not arisen arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. We can learn to be non-violent. We have to learn it. We're not born non-violent. We have to transform the mind, the violent, ego-centered mind. And then to page 20, or like just next page, because of the merits of taking the ordination and keeping the precepts, may I and all sentient beings achieve the 2 enlightened holy bodies created by the 2 vast accumulation of merit and transcendental wisdom. Or we can just say, by the merit of taking these vows, may all beings have happiness and may they be free from suffering. It's very simple. And this other one also is not really religious, or it goes for all religions. May all beings everywhere plagued by sufferings of body and mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful